All right, buddy. I don't know. Tim is late. Who's Tim? Oh, here he is. Just on cue. Here he is, buddy. Should we let him just stew on hold?
I hit the stream button. Let's see.
He probably thinks we're live. He's freaking out. He's like, oh, my God. Let me on.
Missing everything.
You know I can hear you guys, right?
Yeah, everyone.
Oh, you can hear us when you're on mute like that? I didn't know that.
The show is live.
Oh. Good to go.
I'm glad that you guys are like mulling decisions. Should we let Tim on? He's late.
All right, gentlemen. Let's get the show and rolling.
Okay. Sounds good.
You ready? Here you go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, boss. CEO. It's a CEO takeover.
No, you take it over. I still got to do some things here.
CEO takeover.
Welcome to the Bleed Big Blue podcast, dedicated coverage of the New York Football Giants by your hosts, Marco, Trifecta, T. Merritt, and JBW.
No one took it over. Look at this.
Oh. Well,
another classic episode. Another classic opening.
I was waiting for the
you told me over first.
All right, hold on. Hold on.
This is about routine. Marco's here.
Hold on.
Okay.
Welcome to the Bleed Big Blue podcast, dedicated coverage of the New York Football Giants by your hosts, Marco, Trifecta, T. Merritt, and JBW.
Good evening, Bleed Big Blue fans. I was waiting for Marco again. I thought he was coming in again. Listen, enough is enough. Well, let's get to it. Listen, guys, good to be back Wednesday night, 10 o'clock, our go time. If you're listening, 516-453-9383. Tons and tons to talk about tonight. Giants open up tomorrow against the Browns preseason. Who's playing, who's not. OBJ contract. Lots going on. CEO is with us. Tim is with us. Gentlemen, what's going on? Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Preseason
That's how you open the show.
That is textbook. People write that down because that is how you entertain people. I am feverishly typing in the background to get the thing up. We are live and streaming. Let me know if it's not going well. What do we do? New York versus Cleveland, OBJ's contract, Webb and Eli, camp battles. Anything else you want to throw in there?
Khalil Mack for OBJ.
Yeah, I know. This is the
that's
trade.
only in your head.
That's only in my head. Let me tell you something. It's not a rumor. It's a question. I wanted to gauge where Giant fans are. How delusional is the fan base? Justin fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. Annette, amazingly, Annette used her head, and she realized that she came back and she was like, oh, it was all about contract, and then she wanted like to mix the trade up and have a counteroffer, and then I was like, Annette, what does your mind tell you? And I said, what if the contracts were even, Steven? And Annette said, I take the deal.
No, first of all, I saw Annette's counteroffer with the 3 people.
Yeah, 3 for 3.
I would take that trade too.
I would take that trade too. Yeah, but I don't think that's it. I think I honestly think that. No, I don't think it'll happen, but I think that you can make an argument that it's an even deal straight up. Really, I mean, I don't see where you would have to get picks involved. I think the money works both ways. I just thought it was interesting to throw it out there where you got 2 guys in interesting situations. You figure Gruden would love to have a weapon like OBJ for Carr and Giants, to add Khalil Mack to Betch's scheme. And if you're a Giants fan and you said, all right, well, we're going to win. Now we got Saquon Barkley, who we think was touched by the hand of God. And we also have Ingram, and we also have Shepard, and we also have some other guys that we like that are younger. Are we going to win the old-fashioned way and play a little smash mouth and add Khalil Mack to that defense and maybe make it a Super Bowl-type defense on that side? It's an interesting question. Both tremendous young talents that are in limbo right now contract wise. So it's interesting to throw it out there.
Yeah, I like where you're going with it. I mean, it's like old school versus new school as far as the way you're thinking. You know what? My old school Giants days, I would have said Khalil Mack all day. But the way the rules are now, Odell affects the offense so much. Not even just by him being out there, and the defense has to account for him with at least two people. Let's be honest.
No, I
and
agree.
That's going to open up for Saquon. That's going to open up for Sterling Shepard. That's going to open up for Ingram. Where
I'm kind of in agreement. Yeah, I'm kind of in agreement with Tim.
I know you are.
The way the rules are set up now.
I was actually surprised how many people agreed with me. Like, I honestly thought that I was going to get destroyed, and there was like 4 or 5 people that actually was like, Mac. So I know I wasn't crazy, but I mean, I could see your guys' point of view. But I think my point was like,
James, is
I got a question for you.
Who's Mac replaced on the defense that you're
anyone.
Upgrading? Well, I understand he's an upgrade regardless, but who's sitting down because of him?
Either Carter or Martin.
Okay, so you have Vernon and Mac. That would be nice as far as defensive rushers.
And then I have Ogletree in the middle too with Goodson. And now look at my defense.
I have a question for you though.
Go ahead.
Drama aside, pound for pound, who do you think is a better player?
Khalil Mack.
Really?
No, you know what? No. All right.
Drama and antics aside.
Okay. Here's what I'll give you.
Don't let it cloud your judgment.
No, I'm not going to. I'm going to say this. Here is the only difference I see in the value all right, talent-wise, both what they do, far superior than probably anyone else in the league. You can make the argument. Maybe the best wide receiver, maybe the best linebacker or what he does. Von Miller Von Miller's right. Von Miller's there too, but you could also say Antonio Brown. You can make
Von Miller.
You can make an argument for, but you know what I'm saying. He's in that conversation. I value the position of pass rusher more than I do wide receiver. That's why I would tip the leverage. I would tip the counter to Mac. I value that more in a franchise. If I'm going to pay a guy that much, I think I can get a wide receiver elsewhere if I have a dominant defense with that guy. If I'm running the ball, then I can do a lot of things and play a different way. I don't need to pay a wide receiver $17 million. I value more of that pass rusher that can alter the game. That's really the only difference that I see. If Odell Beckham Jr. is right there, Antonio Brown, Julio Jones, you can argue all day, top 3 in the league. But same with Mac, top 3 at his position in the league, arguably. I just value that position more, Marco. Call me crazy.
There's something that we don't know what's going on in Oakland. Why?
Weird.
How does this happen? Gruden doesn't talk to him at all. Is there something that we don't know that's like pressing? Is he injured? Is there some like?
I honestly think it's Aaron Donald and Khalil Mack looking at each other and being like, "Who's going to go first?" Because as soon as you go first, I'm going to get a little bit more money than you when I go last.
I think that, that may be something into it, dude, but I think that's ridiculous at this point. Like, just be grown men and get to camp. Like, you're trying to win a Super Bowl. Like, the endorsements will make up for it when you get the rings for the rest of your life. Like, just go get the ring, But I get what you're saying. And there may be a little something to that. Or it may just be that, Oakland is a complete cluster, and, the Rams are just handling the situation horribly. I read an article today too. I mean, about this whole OBJ thing, and did you see the thing about Riddick when Riddick was interviewed?
Yeah,
I read that whole
Dunleavy.
thing.
That was a really
Dunleavy.
good article, right? Yeah,
friend of the show.
Friend of the show, and a lot of good points in there. And he said that basically it's a trust issue with the Giants and OBJ. And that's really what, the argument I've been making all along, where, his talent-wise is, he should be making more than Antonio Brown if you're going to sign him right now. He should, without a doubt, talent-wise, you're not making that argument. But can you trust him when you give him that deal? And there was a pretty big quote after that, and I think Dunleavy even made it a point beforehand, so get your big blue panties in a bunch, Giant fans. But I think that Riddick actually wasn't just like went out of his way to say he didn't know that this pertains to Beckham per se, right, Tim? You read the article. I'm not lying.
Yeah.
And then there was a quote about OBJ and how, not OBJ, but it was a quote about how if you give some certain players that, then all of a sudden they have the leverage, and then you're concerned because there has been things in the past, and then you're all of a sudden you have no say, and it's over. So I think that's been the concern from the get-go. And then I read it elsewhere where I think it was Ralph Vacchiano wrote as well in reference to this whole thing that don't be surprised if this thing lingers, and if it lingers, a franchise tag is conceivable. The Giants shouldn't feel pressured right now to make a deal. OBJ wants more. The Giants are offering a certain amount, and we'll see where it lands. I think eventually he'll get the deal, right? I think eventually he's going to be the highest paid wide receiver. I just think it's a matter of when it happens.
If the Giants weren't serious about keeping Odell, they would have started putting out legitimate trade rumors.
They would trade him.
That's another thing that was in the article today, and Pat Leonard gets blasted on Twitter. He can't fucking write anything, that poor guy, without getting blasted by baby Giant fans that are so sensitive, right? Meanwhile, I think it was in Vacchiano's piece that the trade talks were real, that there were trade talks, and maybe they were just the Giants answering the phone and listening, but the Giants were willing to listen at one point, and that doesn't mean anything bad. It just means that the Giants are doing their due diligence. They did their due diligence until they were on the clock. God damn it. So, I mean... Well, there you go,
first of all, I would listen for any player. I mean, who wouldn't?
Yes.
If you're gonna blow a deal out of the water.
No, but the people that say it was like a lie, they blast poor Pat Leonard, they destroy him, oh, you're a liar, fake news, and I'm like, dude, it's not fake news. Like Peter King mentioned it, these a whole bunch of guys mentioned it. Leave Pat alone.
And James, I usually argue with you, but I'll actually give you some. If you take Khalil Mack, Aaron Donald, and Odell, and this is, let's say, 2 years ago, and I tell you, which one do you think is going to hold out? And you have to pick one.
You
would have said Odell.
2 years ago?
Odell. Yeah, Odell all day.
I think maybe
the only reason
Donald.
I say 2 years is because Aaron Donald already held out.
I think Darnold. Darnold, he's a bad dude. He just seems like he's a pain in the Darnold just seems like he'd be rough to get along with.
He's got a short man's complex, but he's a big dude.
Oh, he's a monster. That guy's.
Would you take Aaron Donald for Odell? Straight up.
Yes.
Not even a question, huh? Well,
I value the position more. More.
During the draft, I wanted Aaron Donald over Odell.
So did I, actually.
I wanted Aaron Donald over Zach Martin as well.
All right.
And they were all in that grouping.
Remember the people that wanted Eric Ebron? Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah.
Are you insinuating that I wanted Eric Ebron? I believe my pick. If you want to go to the archives, everyone, it's on tape. Who do I want? Mike Evans.
Hey, you know what? It's not a bad pick. We got a caller calling in. Hey, if you're listening and you're with us and you want to talk any of this stuff, I also want to get to this whole Eli Hall of Fame thing. A lot of debate about that, too. But we got a caller calling in, 609. Where's this from? Is this 609? Let's find out. Hey, buddy, we appreciate your call. Where you calling from? What do you want to talk about?
Call from New Jersey.
What up, Jerry?
Call from Jersey.
What's up, Jersey? What do you want to talk about?
You see the Giant season, baby.
That's right. Tomorrow night.
Now we get against the Browns. Go big or go home, right?
It is.
What's up? Just go home.
What's up, bud?
That's all I ask.
What's up?
You tell us. What's up? You called in. What do you want to talk about?
We want to talk about everything, bud. This is Chris.
Chris, I got a question for you, Chris.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Over under 1 snap for Odell tomorrow.
I
What do you got? The over or the under? 1 snap.
He got pretty banged up in that Chargers game with that bum ankle, but I see his recovery is pretty nice, pretty good.
You think he will get 1 play tomorrow?
He'll get more than 1 play. He might get a couple snaps. They're going to probably tread lightly on him. Him and Shepard, too. They're going to tread lightly on those guys. They ain't going to do a little bit too much wear and tear.
I would be surprised if Odell even suits up.
I think he'll suit up. I don't think he's going to play. I wouldn't play him.
He'll probably be on like the first drive, barely.
If they play anyone, there should be an investigation.
Yeah, I was looking at the 2018 predictions, man. They saying you guys 7-9 or something like that. I disagree with what do you call him? Maurice Jones-Drew. I disagree with them guys.
Well, what do you think they're going to be?
I'm thinking probably 11-5, somewhere around there. 11-5, maybe 10-6, maybe 10-6. You never know.
And they're winning the division.
You are feeling this team, huh? 11-5.
11-5, 10-6. They're probably going to win their division. I don't know. We need to this year.
Hey,
I'm with them.
Yeah.
I would say 9 or 10 wins.
Hey, come on, right?
I'm going 9 or 10 wins.
I got the 8 or 9. I think injuries I'm not worried about the front guys. I'm worried about the back end of the roster.
Can we? Here's the most important 2 things, right? So in reference to the whole season, they need to come out of the first 4 games at least 2-2. If they come out of the
100%.
first 4 games at 1-3 or 0-4, watch out. And preferably those wins can come against the teams in the NFC, the Cowboys, which would be a division game on the road, and the Saints, which would be a home game in the NFC, and a team that you can be competing against the wild card down the line. You better come out of those are the first 4 games when you look at them and you say Jacksonville at home, at Dallas, at Texans, home against the Saints. You know, if the Texans are healthy with Deshaun Watson, watch out. The Cowboys going to Dallas, I know Giant fans are like, we're going to kill them. And you still have to go to Dallas and win the game. And difficult thing to do, in the division. Jacksonville, we know what they are. They have Super Bowl aspirations this year. They're talking Super Bowl. They have a tough game. They're going to come in flying high. And then the Saints last year were a miracle play in Minnesota from maybe being the favorite against the Eagles going into the NFC Championship game, all things considered. So, tough 4 games. You better come out of there 2-2. Now, that's for the whole season.
I really
Tomorrow
think it's
night,
on week 1, though. I think it's on the week 1. You get that confidence level up with Jacksonville?
Well, I hope so. Yes, I agree with you. You end up beating a team like Jacksonville. Maybe you catch fire early. You win a couple of games. You end up 3-1. That's blessing. Let's go. But realistically, you're looking at those 4 games right now, and you're saying, Hail Mary, full of grace, Lord be with thee. 2-2. Now, as for tomorrow night, I know the Giant fans are very excited that this team is back, that we got a bad taste in our mouth from last year. I know that the anticipation to see Beckham and Barkley and all the toys and all of this stuff is going through the roof, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's be adults and let's realize that the most important thing right now, OBJ last year got hurt in a preseason game on a shit play.
Yep.
Okay. And it lingered into the regular season, and then the worst possible thing that can happen happened. Right? So I don't know if one thing had anything to do with the other, right? But I know that he wasn't healthy going into the season. So why play anyone? There is plenty of time between now and the time that you suit up against Jacksonville where if any of your there is enough guys right now. What is there, like 178 guys in camp right now and they got to get down to 53?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's absurd how many guys that they have in camp right now, right? So let's see the other guys. Let's see the kids play. Let's see the guys on the roster that are going to be competing. Those are the guys that need the most time. I don't need to see Nate Solder play tomorrow night. I don't need to see Eric Flowers play tomorrow night. I don't need to see Barkley
maybe
play
you
tomorrow
need to see
night.
Eric Flowers play.
No.
Flowers needs
Not tomorrow
right.
night. Not tomorrow night. That like you can bench all of your starters tomorrow night, all of them, every single one of them. Come back for a full quarter against whomever the fuck they're playing in preseason tomorrow night, next week. Then come back with a quarter, maybe a little bit into the second quarter. You pull them. Then you come back for the 3-quarter game or into the third quarter game. Then you play them a series and you're done. And you go to the season. They are not deep enough.
For guys that are proven, they don't have to play.
Marco,
you know what you're going to get.
Flowers, Marco, if something happens to Flowers tomorrow night, if he gets rolled up on tomorrow night, and you go into the season with Chad Wheeler or John Jerry playing tackle, you're going to be wishing for Eric Flowers. That's my concern, is they're not deep enough right now to say, oh, my God, let's roll our guys out there. Because if some shit injury happens, there's not a lot of guys depth-wise that can step in and replace at an NFL level on day one. There's not. It's a concern.
Well, it's definitely concerning. I'm with you as far as the health-wise. The problem, I would play the offensive line for a couple series just to get the chemistry down. Because they haven't played together yet. And as far as
but aren't they going to scrimmage against somebody? Aren't they scrimmaging against somebody soon?
No, I don't think they are, though.
No,
did they cancel that whole thing?
Yeah, I don't think they got it in time. Well, I saw that yesterday.
I mean, you want to play Barkley
else
tomorrow night against a team that could be playing like second teamers, and you're putting Barkley out there with a bunch of kids that are trying to make a name for themselves. That doesn't concern you guys at all. I mean, if this kid is going to be everything that we want him to be, or everything that we need him to be, considering where they took him, okay, the last thing you need is for him is for some kid just trying to make a name for himself to take a shot at him, God forbid, and something happens to him. Like, it's not worth it. Not tomorrow night. It's not worth it. I'm sorry.
I completely agree. As far as skill positions, Odell, Ingram, Shepard, those guys shouldn't even have to see the field. They played it now.
No reason for them. No.
Saquon, you want to give him like 2 handoffs? Great. But I wouldn't even do that. I wouldn't even do that.
But why? Yeah, but why even do that? Like, why? Like, what's the point? Like, I don't like if he breaks an 80-yard run for a touchdown, but who gives a shit? And if he runs for 2 carries for 3 yards, who gives a shit? Like, what does it prove? What has it done? It's nothing. All you're doing is putting him at risk.
Very true. And the thing is, it is going to be about competition. I want to see what Gallman does with this time, and I want to see what Davis Webb actually does now that he's going to actually get a good amount of snaps.
Well, how about what's the other kid's name? Rob Martin. What about the kid? Was this the kid from Rutgers? Right?
Yeah, Rob Martin.
The running back.
Playing well.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. Like, there's enough guys on the roster right now, and Giant fans, like, don't let that deter from you watching the game tomorrow night. Like, find some of these kids, like the Rob Martins and some of the young kids that are going to be playing, and cheer for them, because you're cheering for somebody to make the team. You're cheering for somebody we don't know to blow up and have one of these preseasons, and this team needs it. Like, we need depth throughout this roster. So, like, watch the next group of offensive line, and watch the cornerbacks that are going to be in the game, and the safeties, and pray that some of these kids pan out, because we need them.
And I think you hit the great question right there, James. The big question is, who do you think is going to be your little surprise preseason gem in Game 1?
There you go. I don't know. I think you asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking.
I wish I could say
a player on offense, a player
Dion.
on defense.
I wish I could say Dante Dion. So bad.
Well, you know he's going to be playing the whole time, so.
Is he practicing back? I think he's still. Isn't he still out, or is he back?
I think he's back, but.
He's squared.
I don't know if
I
he's
haven't seen
back.
that he's back, and I've been looking for him. So I don't think so. Okay. So on offense, I'll be honest with you. The player I want to see most is Davis Webb.
100%. I'm with you on that one. I
want to see Davis Webb play for a full half. I want to see him read a defense. I want to see him take a hit. I want to see him throw an interception. I want to see him throw a touchdown. I want to see him just play and get into a rhythm and just play. And I'll be honest with you, like, I don't care. Like let him play 3 quarters. Like, let him go into halftime and make adjustments, and then come out in the third quarter and get 2 or 3 drives, and then get him out of there and go to Loletta and Tanny and whoever else for the rest of the game. This is a Webb showcase for me. That's the guy that I want to see. I'm sure there's going to be a wide receiver or a running back that's going to be good. Actually, Rob Martin is a guy that I want to see. That would be my 1A. On defense, oh, man. Christ. I want to see one of these safeties. I want to see Adams. I want to see Thompson. I want to see somebody
Riley.
step up. Well, is Riley back?
It's sad to say. It looks like Adams is the odd man out.
Yeah, Adams is number 3 on the depth chart right now.
Even though I don't put much
that's what I'm
credit
saying.
to depth chart right now.
I think a lot of things can change between now and then. I think that as games play, as bullets start flying live, as you start accumulating tape, if you can make plays when the lights are on, I think it'll stand out. So they're all going to get opportunities to make plays, and we're going to see there's not room for all of them, so we're going to see who grabs it, and that's what I want to see. I want to see who in that secondary, either at corner, Webb. I want to see, well, what's his name? What's his name? The other corner?
Webb.
Webb. I want to see
Webb.
him.
Yeah,
let me see Webb a little bit. I want to see that kid play, because I think him and Dion could be, if we get spread out, I think they could be tough little slot guys that can contribute. We need some of those guys to step up. So that's what I want to see is the back end.
All right,
I like our front 7.
We got a lot going on in the comment section. Hold on.
All right, comments. I love it. Where on YouTube or the Facebook or the what?
Both.
Just the Facebook.
You are not only Captain Negative, you are Captain Paranoid.
Oh yeah,
100%.
You should be. It's preseason. Every time my phone goes off,
he heard it took 2 years for Minnesota's system to be implemented under Shermer.
Very good point.
Players' major holes. It takes time.
Well, they improved their offensive line considerably going into that second year. That was huge. I mean, and it showed a difference. And his system showed, to be, it wasn't just a one-person thing. Like everybody got involved. And, the thing I liked about them was they really didn't miss a beat when they lost the rookie Cook. And I thought he was a really big piece of that offense. And I thought they would miss a beat, and they didn't. They kept contributing. They found different ways to contribute. McKinnon stepped up. They got him involved. So it showed that when they had the pieces in place, the system works.
Well, and the fact that you would take away pieces because they had Sam Bradford and Dalvin Cook at the beginning of the season.
Very good point, buddy.
Take away the starting quarterback and the running back, and you still make it to the NFC Championship. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it says a lot about. But you know what? It also says a lot about the team that was built because that defense is a hell of a defense. That's a hell of a defense.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I absolutely agree with that.
And you know what I saw a crazy stat today. Listen to this, right?
What's that?
So, crazy stat about Case Keenum. It was like, I think in the year before last year, he threw 11 interceptions on 13 interceptable balls, like some crazy number like that, right? Last year, he threw 11 interceptions on 27 interceptable balls. So it shows that, maybe Mr. Keenum isn't really that good of a quarterback going into Denver. Maybe that's why there wasn't a lot of people salivating for him.
Mm-hmm.
But interesting stat. And they still
I saw
the
something
NFC
pretty
Championship.
interesting also.
Go.
So our offensive line, right? Everyone last year gutted almost everyone, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Starting tackle for Cincinnati is
Bobby Hart. I saw that. Yeah, it's Bobby Hart.
Yeah. Starting center for 49ers.
Yeah, Richburg.
Starting guard for Arizona.
Yeah, Pugh. But the fact is Pugh was paid like that, and so was Richburg. That's not a surprise. Bobby Hart is kind of a surprise. Bobby Hart's definitely a surprise that he's starting right now.
I'm missing someone else. It was 4 out of the 5, and the 5th one was Flowers.
Oh, DJ Fluker. DJ Fluker started in Seattle.
That's right. So collectively, those 5 starters couldn't put it together. But they still have enough talent where they're playing in other teams. If you look at them all
together, they don't mesh well together. Yeah, DJ Fluker,
meshing, or was it
DJ Fluker's a brawler, just a mauler. He's a monster. You got Richburg, who's a zone blocking center, who was getting blown up into the backfield anyway. He got way overpaid. And then you got, just a few who was always injured, who was good when he was in there, but he wasn't always in there.
Or was it the McAdoo scheme?
Well, that's one thing I keep hearing across the networks is now McAdoo's scheme, they're going to be unpredictable. The fact is they're not going to be in a 3 wide receiver set with Odell on the outside and everybody in the same exact spot. They said now it's going to be people are going to be moving all over the place. It almost sounds like the normal set's going to be a 2 tight end set with Rhett Ellison and Ingram moving all over the place. And I even like the fact that James brought up last week. The fact is Saquon can move all over the place as well. So you could almost put Gallman and Saquon in the backfield and just move them around.
Yeah. I
mean,
what do you guys think about? You think about a late sleeper as Rhett Ellison?
What do you mean a late sleeper?
Late sleeper, Rhett Ellison.
In fantasy?
In fantasy, yes.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
No. God, no, Jesus.
I'm in 116 player. I'm in 116 team league.
You're
in a 16 team league. I mean, all right.
Finding
maybe.
players that you know and and they draft to like 19 rounds. Finding players you know at 19 is like.
Yeah, that's yikes.
It's suicide.
No, I don't blame you there.
You know what? Draft Rob Martin. You have a better chance.
Rob Martin.
Are we going to re-up this year's this Bleedbigblue fantasy football? I think we should, right?
Hey man, I think so. We got some. I guarantee you, some of these people out here would love to jump into a league with us and bust our balls and play some fantasy football with us.
Reigning champion, the intern who texted me says he can't come in.
I need to I need to avenge
totally
that loss.
redeem ourselves. Well, we already have 5, right? So there would be the 5 of us, and then because Justin would be in 2, and then you'd look at we'd bring 5 fans along for the ride.
Mm-hmm. Annette is definitely going to want to re-up.
Annette is locked in.
No, first of all, Annette, I'm going to say I know you're listening. I'm very disappointed in you as far as you pumping up Captain Negative.
She didn't pump up Captain Negative.
Oh, she was pumping you up a couple of days ago on Twitter. I was like, oh, my God.
I don't see how.
Captain Negative.
I don't see how.
Exactly.
I don't see.
Actually, Annette, if you're listening, I'm pretty sure you are in. You are. I see she put a couple of comments on Facebook. Call in because did anyone see her tweet the other day? I thought it was kind of interesting. She said she was offered a dream job.
It sounded like she was ready for it. She wanted to write for the Giants, but she didn't want to move.
Right,
That's
and
exactly
she added a bunch of she added a bunch of journalists. Like,
it was for NewJersey.com, I think, and I think that she I don't know if she would really want us throwing her on Front Street. I don't want to get too, but yeah, it was definitely an opportunity.
Put all that stuff out there, huh?
It was an opportunity to do something Giant-wise, and she it was just too far from where she was. She was saying, so that's a shame.
Yeah, I think her insight is great.
Yeah. Seriously. Female's point of view. We've looked for one for years.
Until she pumps up, James, then.
Just because someone agrees with me doesn't mean that they're pumping me up. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
No. When someone agrees with you, we question them thoroughly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's
we worry about their reasoning.
I'm taking a beating because I said that I don't think that any of the starters should play tomorrow night. And people are like, he's people can get hurt in preseason. Like we get it. Like we understand. We know that it's not a joke.
I can't even get on you about
you're
that.
not going to be laughing if somebody gets rolled up on tomorrow night.
I can't even get on you, James.
First preseason game in a game against the Browns that means absolutely goddamn nothing. Like there's 3 more preseason games.
Wasn't it the Browns last year when Odell got hurt?
Yeah, it was.
Was it the Browns?
Yeah, it definitely was the Browns. I'm not saying one thing has anything. I'm not saying one thing has anything to do with the other, but I'm saying that you are practicing. They are getting hit in practice a little bit. People have been bitching for years. The players have been bitching for years that they don't want to play in 4 preseason games. So if you're going to play them a series, why play them at all? I mean, what is it really going to matter if we see him for? It's just going to appease the fans. Like you really need to see him for a series. I'd rather him be healthy. Let him progress another week. Let him play for a little bit this next There's 3 more preseason games. Like I don't need him.
Yeah,
there's a question on Facebook. Will Odell play tomorrow night? And then someone responded, definitely not. He's not cleared for contact yet. I don't know about that.
No, he's cleared for contact.
Yeah, he's also he's practicing.
His agent's probably like, no, you're not cleared for contact.
And here's another thing, Giant fans, and I will say this to our Giant fans that love it, right? So his agent leaving doesn't mean a goddamn thing. Like they could make the deal from like over the phone. Like there's fax machines and text messages, and that doesn't matter.
They could page him, right, James, or the fax
Everybody
machine.
was people. They could definitely beep him.
I would love to sit on these
911
contract negotiations. Like what's the? I would love to sit in on these contract negotiations. Like what's the thing they bring up in the contract? You know what? It's the time for me to leave.
the walkout moment.
I gotta catch a flight.
Yeah,
I gotta catch a flight.
Yeah, that's probably it. I got a flight to catch. Let's dive deep into these comments. Let's see. I know this has not happened, but how do you feel if the Giants traded Olivier Vernon for Khalil Mack and a pick?
Would you? Let me ask you this.
We're giving up a pick.
They're getting the pick. Like they would have to get the pick,
we ripped off
and that
Oakland.
means we've already wasted our 3rd round pick for Beal. Now they want to throw it. No, listen. If you turn that question around, if you were Oakland, would you take that deal? And if you say yes, you fall under the category of delusional, because there's no way in goddamn hell you would ever take that deal if you're the Oakland Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
nice try.
Gentlemen would be hanging up the phone, being like, "No take backs."
Yeah. DJ.
But
my God,
just put it out there for the Vernon fans out there. I think Vernon's going to have a good year.
All right, so Odell isn't playing tomorrow. We got Vernon is overrated. Definitely agree with you about Beckham. Beckham will not play. I would love to have Mac, though. How about we just trade Webb?
Trade
Webb for Mac, straight up.
For a team that has a quarterback.
Yeah.
No one's trying to steal Webb from us at this point.
No. They're not lining up, gents.
They have give him a couple preseason games to show him what he can do.
And the Jets put Bridgewater on the block.
Yeah, I saw.
Tampa should call.
I think that's a.
How about that?
I think Tampa should be like on the phone.
But we don't really have
much
a
are they
on the web.
How far are they going to go with the Jameis Winston debacle over there?
Seamus.
He's got one.
All right, we have superhero chiming in.
Who's chiming in?
We have a superhero. Luke Cage says, as a diehard Giants fan, I can't look at this team and seriously say we're going to win more than 7 games. We don't have
Luke
depth.
Cage thinks I should be the GM next season.
Luke Cage is a badass man.
Fictional characters love Captain Negative.
So, yes. He's part of the Marvel anti-superhero with Captain Negative. Luke Cage. Seriously, I think he wrote that. This guy should be the GM next season. I totally agree with you. Next year. Oh, we got a call 315. Look at these odd area codes. This is Alaska?
Syracuse. That's Syracuse.
Is it really? What did I say, Alaska?
Yeah.
Well, it's close.
Is it Tim's aunt?
I could see Russia from Syracuse. Hold on for a second. 315, what's up, buddy? What do you want to talk about? Welcome to Bleedbigblue podcast.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Steve, and that's open.
What's up,
Hey,
Steve?
what's going on, Steve?
Hey!
She's at work.
She's at work. Huh?
What's up? So what happened? What is this a big opportunity? Can you get into it?
Yeah, well, she had the opportunity. She actually contacted a couple other people and trying to get them that she knows that live down in that area and trying to get them to see if they can fill in the gap for her, take over. But yeah, she was definitely heartbroken. That if it wasn't for all the kids and everything we got up here, we'd already be there.
Hey, man. Well, that's that's tough. But yeah, if you have the kids and you're in that situation, I know to pick up and just go. That's difficult, but that's a shame because I know that she'd love it and she's good at it.
Where are you guys living now?
We're right on the Canadian border, right up in the scene in New York is. We're 3 hours north of Syracuse.
3 hours north of Syracuse.
Wow, they are up there, eh?
Yeah.
That's even further than where Tim was, right? Tim, you were in Buffalo, not Syracuse.
Well, actually, I grew up near Syracuse, but no, that's way up north from where I was.
Where'd you graduate?
That's like beyond the wall. He's like beyond the wall, Marco.
I grew up in Auburn, New York.
And that's a wildling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what goes on beyond the wall.
They're wildlings.
Yeah. No. We're the hillbilly. We're the hillbilly of New York.
I didn't say hillbilly. I didn't go. But you're a wildling. I'll tell you that.
That doesn't happen.
That's out there.
Canada's an amazing place where there's no crime, no one, no craziness going on. Everyone's happy. They just drink maple syrup and
have
stronger beer. It's utopia up there.
Hang on with us, Steve. We got another caller calling in, 917. Where are you calling from? Are you a wildling too?
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Lewis from Syracuse.
Hey, what's up?
Syracuse.
Look at this.
What's up, Lewis? Upstate New York.
On, guys?
Coming through. What's up, Syracuse?
I just want to say Captain Negative should absolutely be the GM next season. I just want to say that. Get out the way. That's one. And
yes, totally agree with you. Now, why do you say that? Let's get into why you say that. Why should I be the GM?
Are you Jim's family? Are you Jim's family?
No, I don't know this gentleman.
I actually think that because I think what you say, like drafting a running back at 2 is absolutely ridiculous when we don't even. I think for one, it's just like we don't have depth, and I think when we look at a Gettleman's point of view, he looks at it the way like Eli thinks. He thinks Eli can play for until he's 41, which I absolutely think is blasphemous. So everything you say, Mr. Captain Negative, I think it's very accurate, and everything you say is just on point.
Can you imagine the owners meeting?
Captain Negative.
Mr.
Negative
Captain
Nation.
Negative.
I love this. This guy can call in anytime he wants.
Mr. Captain Negative, for some odd reason, I see that you comprise the roster of only linebackers. I'm just wondering how that happens. There seems to be some positional gaps that we don't have.
Well, when you have all linebackers on your roster, it gives you the ability to just kill everyone else on the field, and when there's no other players on the other team, you win.
So we have athletic linebackers playing quarterback.
No, we just run the ball out of the way. We run the wishbone. So it's like Novocaine.
Captain Negative, is it true or false that you put in some calls into Phil Simms to run the team?
I would let me tell you something. Yes, that would be my first call. I would call that handsome albino and I would say, Phil, let's make a dream come true. Let's go put a trophy in the case.
Also, we wanted to talk to you about the budget. We are well happy that you came in under budget, but some of the player negotiations seem to have gone a little sour. I don't know how that worked out.
The team morale isn't very good. Well, I feel bad. What was the question you wanted to ask? You called in. I appreciate your praise. I agree with you. I'm awesome. But what comment do you have? What do you want to talk about tonight, Giants-wise?
Well, I think I want to talk about mainly just quarterback talk. Obviously, he came into the draft delusional and not drafting a quarterback, but
oh my God, he's throwing out the lingo too.
Stop it! You use your words now too. Oh God!
This kid just said delusional. It's let the hate flow through you. Oh, Captain, my Captain. That's it.
I mean,
Captain, my Captain.
I'm only 17, but I'm pretty old enough to know that we should never draft a running back at 2. Anyways,
you are wise. You are my Jedi Padawan. Go ahead.
But anyways, I was just thinking, do you think maybe in the next 5 to 10 years, not drafting a quarterback will ever bite us in the ass?
It might happen sooner than 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, I hope not. That was my. And thanks for the call. And if you want to hang out and we'll do a lightning rod later and go through the callers again that are hanging out. We got a couple of people that are hanging out online, and that was always our concern, right? Was we wanted to see Webb so that we knew that we had some knowledge of what he was before we went into drafting and the decision that we knew we were going to have to make with the quarterbacks that were coming out. And what we hope now, considering, the cards that were played by Gettleman and taking Barkley at 2, is we hope that this is a process that goes, that Eli has, maybe 1 or 2 seasons, renaissance seasons left where he can maybe make a run, and then Webb progresses and it seamlessly gets handoff to Webb, and we don't miss a beat, and we have some young playmakers under contract, and this thing just moves along. I think right now as a Giants fan, you're praying that's what happens. That's what we all want to happen, because if that doesn't happen, then yeah, I think that you're going to be in a position where, because you were drafting 2 and you had the ability where, other than Baker Mayfield, you had your pick of any of the other quarterbacks. If this doesn't go according to plan, and Barkley all of a sudden is 27, 28, 5, 6 years in and wanting another contract, and all of a sudden one of these quarterbacks are just coming into their prime, and you have another 5 to 10 years of that quarterback producing, where the running backs usually start going downhill, I think then it could be, you could be kicking yourself in the ass. But we're praying that does not happen, and this whole thing works out, and Webb is the guy moving forward.
Oh. Someone just alerted me to change the date on the thing. I'll change it now.
No.
I have the wrong date on the podcast. I got a quick question for you guys. You both read the Louis Riddick interview.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he would have taken Saquon at 2?
No. No, I don't want to say that. I think he would have been. I think he would have been open to other things.
I'm not
sure.
But
I think he almost would have. From stuff I've heard him say on ESPN and whatnot about Saquon, I think there's a possibility he would have took him. I don't know how sold he was on the quarterbacks. And it's coming out, after the draft, obviously, that those 5 quarterbacks, not all the teams were sold on these quarterbacks. And obviously, the fact that they were rated all over the place is from one team to another is eye-opening, honestly.
So far, 4 of them look good. So far, 4 of them are making plays in camp. So far.
Who's the one that's not?
Allen.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Allen, they're bringing it along slow, which they should.
Surprise! That's not a surprise for me. He even quoted himself that he has to get better throwing the ball short. He has no accuracy, no touch on the ball.
Well, that was the thing we discussed. Allen had the tools. It was just, the fact is, whoever drafted him should literally let him learn for a year. If you want to.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
And same thing with Lamar Jackson.
Has Sam Darnold showed up yet?
Darnold is making plays, man.
But
Darnold,
no contract,
I read a tweet
right?
today where I read a tweet today. No, he's got his contract. He's playing.
He signed?
Darnold
I thought he was holding out.
Yeah, he's been at camp, slinging it.
I totally missed that. I thought he was holding out for a bit.
No, he missed the first week, but he's been at camp for the last week, and he's playing good. He threw a pass today to Terrell Pryor. Terrell Pryor dropped it in the end zone. It looks like he ran over to him, patted him on the back, walked with him off the field, was talking to him. So they say he's making throws. Now, yeah, he is throwing some picks. If Justin was here, he'd be like, he's throwing picks. Yeah, he's throwing picks. But he's also making some throws that have been eye-opening, and he's moving up the depth chart. And you see right now that if they're willing to move Bridgewater, that there's some confidence that, Darnold may be able to at least play and get his progression moving a little faster. We got a call coming in, 201. Welcome to the Bleed Big Blue podcast. What's your name? What do you want to talk about?
How's it going? It's Christian from New Jersey.
What's up, Christian?
Hey, how do you think the O-line is going to be? What obviously we got Will Hernandez, we got Solder over there,
yep.
But we still have Flowers over there on the right side.
Yeah.
We all know how he's been.
God help us.
The past few years. Yeah, I was telling myself the same thing. God help us. Jesus Christ!
Eric Flowers is a worker. Is he the best player in the world? Obviously not. But he's a worker, and he's young. And he's finally on the right side where he should have been the whole time. Now,
Christian, what do you think? What do you think?
Yeah.
How do you think they're going to be? I mean, we know. So we know Flowers isn't an All-Pro. We know that he's just a solid left tackle. They bring in this Omaha guy, right? And then they have Halawalapidu is the center, and then Hernandez, and then Flowers. Now I think Hernandez is the lock. He's the one that I'm not worried about. How do you see them shaping out? Are you worried about these guys, or do you think that they can form a solid front and protect Eli?
I'll tell you right now, the minute I heard Hernandez announced by Justin Tuck for that second pick for the Giants draft, I went crazy. I love this man. Just watching him, man, he's a beast. He's a beast.
Yeah.
Shoulder, he's got some years on him, but I think that's good for us. He's a vet. So I'm liking that left side. The man, I can't pronounce his name, whatever it is, in the middle.
Halawalapidu and Omanahamanaha.
Is it jalapeno or jalapeno? I'm not sure.
It's jalapeno and Omalalala. Omega Mu.
Yeah, I'm liking him at the center. I like it. I've seen some video on him. He's looking solid. But I'm telling you, man, Flowers at that. I mean, don't matter what side he's on. Flowers is just, we've seen the past, what has it been, 3 years? I don't know, man. I don't know if it's like I'm done with this kid, or
I think we're all thinking the same thing.
We're at a time right now where.
How many times are we going to see him with his hands down?
Well, here's the deal, guys. You also got to realize we went from the predictable ass McAdoo offense to, in theory, a team that's going to be running the ball pretty consistently along with passing. So it's not going to be, I know what down it is. I know it's a passing down. I'm going to kill Flowers now. It's time to tee off, because we already ran our little 2-yard run up the middle. So it's already it's on for the next 2 downs.
Well, that's going to be the key to this whole thing. Is what they have done is they have said, okay, we're going to bring in some big guys, and we're going to push the pile forward, and they better be able to do it, because I don't think they have the pieces in place to be a 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8 team. They have the pieces on the outside to play that game, but they don't have the pieces on the inside to play that game, and they don't have the pieces on the right side to spread it out and not give those guys help to where stunts and blitzes will get Eli killed. And
another thing you got to realize too, James, is when we were running a 2 tight end set, a lot of the time, so the tackles will get help from Ellison.
But on 3rd and 8, you're not going to be. But on 3rd and 8 and 3rd and 9, you're not going to be in a 2 tight end set.
True.
Right. You're gonna have to help someone with a chip, but you're gonna want that guy. Even if you chip, first of all, you don't want to chip, because now you're taking a potential receiver and delaying him out into the flat.
Yeah.
You don't want the running back to have to. You want him to be able to pick that up, but still, you don't want him to be like desperate where it's like all on him. Like if they play 3rd, 8, 3rd and 9, where they can't spread you can't spread somebody out if you can't block. We saw it last year. The goal of this offense right now has to be able to run the ball. Like when you asked me a couple of weeks ago, what's the goal for Saquon Barkley? The first thing I said is 4 yards a carry. And I'm not even going to put on him 4.5 or 5 yards a carry. I'm not going to do that to the kid. Get me 4 yards a carry. Because what 4 yards a carry does is it gets me in 3rd and short. And when I'm in 3rd and short, now I could go shotgun with the extra tight end and the running back and come out with a formation because now I have Ingram and Shepard and Beckham and Barkley, and you can't guard me when I need 3 yards. But if I'm at 3rd and 8 and 3rd and 9, I'm at your mercy. So they better be able, with this offensive line, to push the pile forward, create 3rd and shorts, convert and keep the ball and create balance, and then it's a matter of you get in the red zone, don't put the game on Rojas, put the game in the end zone.
And if you guys think about it, back in the day, who could we run behind? Pugh and Flowers were the side that they can run behind. And we're just going to play big boys up there to run. Like I told you last week, with this New York Giants team, size matters.
Talk about it. Does size really matter?
I hope not.
What did he say?
He said he hopes not. I must say I am excited for Thursday. It can't come here quick enough.
I'm excited to see the blue jerseys, man, right?
I'm really excited just to see. I just want to see, honestly, I know the pieces on offense. I want to see the defense flying around. I don't care who they are. Just let me see guys like getting at it and getting at it and attacking the quarterback. I just want to see it super active, and
I just want to see who steps up.
I'm really pumped for that.
I'm with you with that, especially on defense. I want to see who's the one that's going to stick out. Beyond the starters.
For as much as I want to see that stuff, it really comes down to a couple of things. And we got somebody calling in 786. So we'll get to my thoughts in a second. Let's get to the caller. 786. Where are you calling in from? What do you want to talk about? Thanks for the call.
Hey, great show going on. I'm calling from Patterson, New Jersey.
What's up, Patterson? What's up, buddy? What's your name?
Home of Victor Cruz.
Victor Zoolander. Home of Zoolander.
No, it's funny. I'm from Victor Blunt. That's funny, but I'm just excited for the season, man. My question is to you guys. Like, in your honest opinion, what do you think the record is going to be, and are we going to make the playoffs?
Dun dun.
I mean,
well, we already know where Captain Negative's going.
No, I mean, here's my thing, man. I think that if you can turn off the injuries, if this was Madden, and we can turn off the injuries, I think there's enough talent on this team to be intrigued to see where they can go and what they can do. The depth on the team concerns me. The first 4 games concern me. If they could find a way to come out of here 2-2, they get some breaks health-wise. I'm not even talking bounces. I think that they really need to stay healthy. I'm concerned about the depth on the roster. If they stay healthy, they have the talent to where if they come out of this thing 2-2 in the first 4 games, where they can push for 9-7, 10-6, and maybe sneak in or get a division title depending on how things go. I think that's the hope. I think that's the ceiling, though. Like regular season-wise, that's the ceiling for me.
Cool. And my second question is, like, what do you think about, like my bar for Eli to keep his job for next year, he has to throw, I'll say, 4,000 yards and 30 touchdowns. Is that bar a little bit too high for him at this stage of his career, or that's just me?
Oh, I think if he is, I see where you're going. I would say to think more of it as there's the potential there for him to have a huge season. But you know what? If they're running the ball and they have balance and they're driving the ball downfield and keeping their defense off the field, and he ends up throwing for 3,700 yards and 24 touchdowns with 13 interceptions or less, and they make the playoffs, and he leads them to a playoff berth, I think you can throw the regular season stats out the window at that point. I mean, I think that, if they're putting up points weekly and he's converting on third downs and he's making throws and he's, bringing them back in the fourth quarter, I think that you can throw the season numbers really out the window. We're going to be able to tell eye test if he has it and he's able to produce it and lead this team to great things.
Okay, and also, so you pretty much, okay, let's just say, Eli, he's being conservative with the ball, and, we blowing, let's just say we have a good lead. Do you think that the Giants are going to play Davis Webb in mop-up minutes, you can say? Like mop-up time?
No.
I think that they would have to be up. I think that they would, and man, listen, really, thanks for the call from Patterson. I think that they would really have to be up big to see Webb. I don't think that you're going to see.
And have a healthy record also.
Yeah.
Giants are messing around. They got to be up at least almost 30 points. Almost 30 points for that to be happening.
Honestly, the past few years, Eli hasn't earned the right to bring in another guy to do the mop-up. His record is poor.
And you know what? I watch enough Patriot games, and Patriots are up a stupid amount of points. Brady's still in there slinging it. You know what, Eli, you can stay in.
Yeah, these guys play. We got another call coming in from 973. What's your name? Thanks for calling. What you want to talk about?
Hey, it's Chris from 862. Captain Negative. I'm too tired to kick your butt right now, so I'm just going to ask one simple question about the season coming up.
Go ahead, buddy.
All right. Other than our divisional rivals and the defending Super Bowl champions, what game or games are you most looking forward to as far as the season this year?
That's easy for me. First game, right off the bat, Jaguar game. It's going to set the tone for the whole season.
100%.
Can our offense beat an amazing defense? That's basically it in a nutshell. TC coming back to New York.
Yep. I'm with you. Game one, it sets the stage for everything. If they can win on Jacksonville, protect home field, beating a good team, I think the confidence level goes up and this team just starts flowing.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, it's that Saints game. I think that Saints game at week 4 is going to be huge because you're either going to, there's 3 options, right? You're going to be 3-0. I don't think they'll be 3-0. I think even the most optimistic Giant fan would say, hey, the odds are they're not going to be 3-0 going into that game. So you're either going to be 1-2, 0-3, or 2-1. And I think that game, that game catapults you to 3-1 and better things, or it's a save your season game because you better get to the second win or you better get your first win. And those first 3 games, I don't want to put that Jacksonville defense is tough. If the Giants come out and score 27 points and they're up and down the field all day against Jacksonville, I'll be shocked, man. I mean, let's not lie. I think that it's going to take some time for them to get into their rhythm, regardless of how much they play in preseason. It's going to take some time to get into their rhythm, and Jacksonville's a tough team to come out with. So is Houston. Having to play Houston is tough, too. It's a tough defense there. So that Saints game is going to be huge. Absolutely huge.
Would you think I know moral victories don't count, but if we go out there against Jacksonville and put up let's say 28, 29, something around that, and lose, would you be more happy that our offensive could put up points or our defense let down? And
I'm not going to get too high or too low off for week 1. Like I'm not gonna put everything on week 1. I'd like to beat Jacksonville. To be honest with you, if you gave me a choice between Jacksonville and Dallas, I would take Dallas. Like if you said you're gonna go 1-1, I would look you square in the face and say I'd rather lose at home against Jacksonville and beat Dallas on the road.
Yeah,
and
you would always want division games over non-division.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Exactly. So, I don't put too much. I want to see them play well. I want to see them compete for a full 60 minutes. I want to see them play tough. If the score is 17-14 or 31-27, I really don't care. I just want to see something better than I saw last year at this point. Compete against a really good team for a full 60 minutes. Give them your best. Come out of it, look at the film, and get better going into Dallas.
Yeah, I don't think there's could be a moral victory. And I understand, it would be nice in looking good. But the problem is, after this past season and all the losses this fan base endured and this team just endured, I think for confidence-wise, they need that first win. It's almost going to be playing like a playoff game kind of thing. They really need to win.
Yeah, to put a good.
What if they came out? What if they came out and they lost? What if they came out and they played a tough game, and it was 14-13 in the fourth quarter, and they were losing with around maybe 8 minutes left, and Jacksonville gets the ball and they make a play, and the Giants end up losing the game 21-13. If they took enough out of that game to go into Dallas and get the win in Dallas, I'm okay. Like get me the Dallas win. If it takes you feeling good about yourself against Jacksonville, awesome.
Yeah, well, and I understand where you come from. Especially division games are going to be more important, especially this season. Because I really think, division winners getting in. There's no guarantee of wild card to get in from our division.
No, there's not.
So you know what? Those division games are definitely going to mean something. I personally, in my gut, I think we're better than Dallas. We're better than Washington. That Philly game is going to be the test.
Well, we thought the same thing last year, and I really don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves going into this season. Like I just want to see, give me really good football. Like there's going to be some wins, there's going to be some losses, but compete hard for a full 60 minutes. Don't beat yourself. Don't do anything stupid. Play hard for the full 60 minutes. See where the chips fall where they may, and see where you are after a full 16-game season. But the Giant fans that right now are going crazy because it's preseason. Like if no one gets hurt tomorrow night, we win.
Yeah,
don't be the Giant fans talking trash because we beat the Browns in a preseason game. Don't be the Giant fan jumping off the bridge because we lost to the Browns in a preseason game. Recognize that this is practice.
Yep. Health is number one priority, period.
100%. They walk away tomorrow night with a loss and nobody gets hurt. We've won. Move on to week 2 in preseason. Cross your fingers, nobody gets hurt.
So guys, I've been hearing of Jarvis Landry. They've been trying to get Cleveland to get Odell.
Did you see him on Hard Knocks last night?
I did not. I heard he had a good speech.
I saw the clip.
He stole the show. Oh, he stole the show.
How long was his speech?
It was a couple, maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes at the most, something like that. Marco, if you can get it, play it.
I saw some part of it on. Let's see if I can get it.
Oh, are we get caught for copyright crap?
No.
Oh my God. You probably would.
Just remember, this is James' idea.
Damn it, James' idea. All right, let's try it this way.
I do remember me and James having a great Sunday show, and then all of a sudden it's off YouTube because he wanted to he wanted to sing.
Did it happen if it's not on YouTube then?
Yeah, I don't know. Did it happen if not there anymore.
Jarvis Landry, Hard Knocks. Is that where it was?
That's where it was. I mean, it's all over the place. It's on the Facebook. It's on, I don't know.
It's a minute and 38. I could play it, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to show up on Blog Talk. It's only going to show up on YouTube and Facebook and all the streaming sites.
Oh.
We won't hear it.
Oh, okay. Well,
play it anyway.
If anyone would like to call in and reenact his speech, that's acceptable.
Yeah, can we get the transcript? I'll read it.
Let's see what's going on in the comment section now. Boom, boom, boom.
Guys, it's tomorrow's the first game with Shermer. And that's one thing we never really got. We don't even know what this team's going to look like with defensive-wise and offensive-wise. Right. And I know that it's going to be pretty vanilla anyway because it's preseason. But, that's going to be interesting in itself.
I want to see the effort. That's it. I want to see the effort.
What's with the Eli Manning Hall of Fame talk? How'd that come about?
Yeah. All this big, I don't know how it came about, but there seems to be a big discussion on if Eli Manning is a Hall of Famer. I don't know yeah, he is, right? I mean,
yeah.
I think
100%.
I did. I think
what the hell's the problem?
I think when Tuck, who else was on the team? I'm getting tongue-tied. Eli, Tuck, and Coughlin. I think I did a thing like that Eli and Coughlin have to be Hall of Fame candidates. Like, not candidates. They definitely should be enshrined. I think Eli would be the only 2-win Super Bowl quarterback that wouldn't be enshrined. Maybe there was one other.
He's top 10 passing all time, isn't he?
Oh, man, let me see if I can find it.
I'm going to look up his stats.
I'm almost positive Eli's top 10. How is he top 10 all time and not in?
Eli Manning. All right, let's look. We should have some, stat music going on.
Yeah, we don't have it. Where's our interns at? We have multiple interns, but neither one are on the damn show right now.
No. One, I don't even know what are you?
Yeah, first of all, Eli is 6th all time in passing yards.
Is he?
Yes. He's over John Elway.
Boom.
All right,
yeah.
from the
Hall of Famer.
I said he was a first ballot Hall of Fame, in my eyes.
All right, here's the quote. Beyond his 2 rings, including MVPs in both Super Bowls, he has impressive career totals and was the league's best passer for 4-season stretch. With Pro Bowl selections in each of the 4 seasons, his interception rates are relatively high for his era, but stats like that haven't had much weight for collective judgment of the voters, especially in a year where career has ended with the lowlights slowly fade away from memory.
And guys, let's put it this way. I'm looking at the stats right now. He has more yards than Ben and Rivers.
Mm-hmm.
He's a first ballot Hall of Famer in my eyes.
Yeah.
Manning's biggest issues, according to the analysis, could be the fact that several quarterbacks from his era are clearly ahead of him. They had good quarterback. There's, good quarterback play. Not at the current moment, but
And Eli is 8th all time in touchdown passes. Above Ben, above Aaron Rodgers. Rivers has actually beat him by 3 touchdowns. Philip Rivers is 6th as far as passing touchdowns.
You don't got to make the case to me. I thought it was crazy talk that they were even talking about it. I was like, he's the first ballot Hall of Famer. 2 rings, the streak, all the yards, all the touchdowns. Come on.
Yeah, and I've heard enough veterans say the Super Bowl ring puts you way up, and the fact that Eli's got 2, is puts him above beyond a lot of people.
Agreed.
Yeah, I mean, I can't stand the Rivers and Roethlisberger arguments with Eli. The
Roethlisberger one, I mean, he has 2 rings too. I mean,
yeah. Well, the fact that Rivers is almost considered better than Eli is like not even a question. And Rivers has never been, in a Super Bowl. It drives me insane.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I'd make that trade every day.
Oh, 100%. Even though, we got kind of ripped off.
If you ask San Diego right now, would they make that trade again? They would say no. Would they get Sean Merriman for 4 years or something like that?
Sean Merriman and Nate Kading for the kicker.
Worked out well. Yeah, I can't see how they're going to keep him out.
But that's one thing that when Eli goes in, we got to be there.
13 Hall of Fame quarterbacks weigh in if Eli is Canton bound.
Yeah.
By Dan Dugan. Let's see. Roger Staubach. I think when he finishes his career, he's on his road there. He's got a couple of years left in him, though. Thumbs up from Roger Staubach.
Yeah, really.
Terry Bradshaw, 2 Super Bowl rings in the Big Apple is pretty good, Bradshaw said. He's a great player. I like him up there, too. Jim Kelly, in due time. I think he's in. Uh-oh. Are people not going to like this one? Kurt Warner. I think it's an interesting one, Warner said. When I look at the Hall of Fame, I look at it kind of an equation. You have the regular season as one part of the equation, and the post as another.
You know what I can say to Warner? How many rings do I have, and how many rings do you have?
I don't know if he's in. Probably not. But you add all those 2 epic Super Bowl runs and the fact that he beat Tom Brady and played at the best moment, has to be thrown into the mix. I think he's a borderline guy. Kurt Warner. Oh, my God.
And Kurt still got over, so you know what? Kurt's still, butthurt because he got bet.
Mike Singletary, absolutely. First ballot. Franco Harris, as far as I'm concerned, yes, but we'll see.
But we'll see.
Tim Brown, I don't know why not. Everyone's saying yes.
I mean, it seems silly to me. It really did.
Yeah.
Rod Woodson, that's a great question. If he doesn't get in the Hall of Fame, he'll be the second quarterback to have Super Bowl rings and not in the Hall of Fame. Jim Plunkett, I knew there was another quarterback. Anthony Munoz, I think he's had the career that warrants it.
It looks this way, guys. He's sitting
no
all
one's
time.
saying no. Where's one guy? The only person that's saying no is, oh my God, this is the guy who took his position.
The guy you got benched for. Hey, Kurt, don't get mad because Eli got drafted before you came.
11 with 2 on the fence. Who's 2 on the fence?
I did read that article before. The one you're reading, Marco, right now?
Yeah.
I've read it a little months back. And
yeah,
those articles just get me mad because it's, if you look at the ESPN, the NFL networks, they pump up Phillip Rivers. Like, Rivers is not even a question on how good Rivers is. But Eli gets shit on all the time, which it makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Here we go with the Kurt Warner bitter comments coming in. Ray W., first one hitting it up that I see. Hold on. Oh,
Pick more people at Ray and poor Kurt Warner.
You know what? Kurt was a great story.
Friend of the show, by the way.
Yeah. Is he a friend of the show?
Yeah.
Friend of the show.
Because he retweeted you? Relax.
He responded.
Oh, you did respond.
Thank you.
What's the problem with here's another comment. Wants to know what's going on with DRC. Well, they're obviously not going to re-sign DRC because the past three players that they've been picking up all play safety. So the DRC thing is not happening.
No, and they don't have money for DRC anyway. DRC is going to get offered more money from San Diego or Seattle, which is the two teams that he's probably going to. Especially with Jason Verrett already being out for the season, it makes all the sense in the world for him to go to San Diego.
And he was supposed to go to Seattle, I believe, too, to interview.
Well, I think he did. He did take. I thought he took a physical in there. I think he just left.
He canceled it. He canceled the trip.
Yeah, he couldn't find his Power Ranger suit.
Maybe DRC's just waiting for the Giants to give him a call.
Maybe.
Christ.
Anything else going on that we want to touch about? Want to give score?
Nah, bro. I think to live to play another day. It's been a good show. Wrap it up. C'est la vie.
Ended a little early.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think if there's anything else going on. You know, the nice part is there hasn't been a whole lot of controversy, guys, as far as the battles and all that stuff going on. Everybody's all happy in the Shermer camp right now.
Most important thing, no injuries.
Yes.
Yeah. We did get lucky.
One. No.
Did Curtis Riley came back? Did Curtis Riley come back, guys?
Yeah, he's fighting, right?
I haven't seen it.
I know he he tweaked his hamstring or something. The one week after, literally days after we pumped him up.
Yeah,
of course.
We can't wait for Curtis Riley to be starting at the free safety spot. Oh, Curtis Riley goes down. This is the next article.
Same with D squared.
Yeah. But D squared is 150 pounds. He's going to get hurt regardless.
All right. So for everyone that is listening now, on this video, give it a thumbs up. I think we are 100, almost about 150 subscribers away from 3,000 on YouTube.
Oh, man. Damn.
Which is good.
Getting there. What's our numbers on social media anyway, right now?
Hold on, I'll go through. 2,847 on YouTube.
Okay.
Facebook is, let's see, what do we got on Facebook? 40-something thousand.
It used to be higher than that until James talked crap about Odell. Then all of a sudden...
Hey. So be it. Let the big blue snowflake suffer beyond the wall.
Then Norway dropped out.
The exact number as of now is 42,565, which is still blows my mind.
Insane.
1,511 on
Was it Twitter?
Twitter.
Well, the next part is you didn't lose a lot of people with all your fake accounts.
No.
True.
15,000 on Instagram. Bananas.
Nice.
15,400.
Bananas.
How's the Twitch channel going?
Twitch is probably like 5, 6. They're solid though.
Add them on. That's my dire wolf.
You bought a dire wolf? Where do you get
I have
one
a
of
dire
those?
wolf. Yes, I have a dire wolf. Where I live amongst the wall with the wildlings, I need a dire wolf.
you know what's awesome about what you're saying, dire wolf? The accent makes it ridiculous. Dire wolf.
My dire wolf. I have a dire wolf. King of the North. King of the North.
Do we know why that George R.R. Martin is totally ignoring my tweets at him, every 2 weeks to come onto the show?
I don't know. I would love to get him on. I have some dire wolf questions for him.
I wouldn't even ask him Game of Thrones stuff. I would do only Giants. This way we won't have to annoy him. Like, when's the next book coming out? What are you doing with the cereal? Like, I get that.
By the way, guys, I saw some script leaks. Script leaks, and my wildling boy, the big redheaded dude, he lives. He lives. He didn't fall. He didn't die in the wall.
Thank God.
Yes.
Tormund Giants bane.
Them gingers are tough to knock off. So
they are. All right, gentlemen.
All right. So everyone, when's the next show? Let's go over the schedule.
Try for Sunday.
Sunday. Sounds good to me.
What time Sunday?
Depends.
I might have some stuff to do at 10.
Oh, you're lying. Huh? You don't have shit to do. Stop lying.
I might have some stuff. I don't know.
All right. Well, you let us know if you have stuff, and then we'll go from there.
I might go to Home Depot or something.
Bed Bath & Beyond. I don't know if I'll have enough time.
Is anyone up for a game of Madden, or are we all calling it a night?
No, I'm
Daddy's
done,
going to sleep.
You down for Madden?
No, I'm sleeping, man. I'm sleeping.
Yeah, he's sleeping. All right.
All right, man. Later.
All right, everyone. We will see you Sunday.
Sunday. Bleedbigblue.
Right. Peace out.
Always.
Always.